What's going on, folks? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tech Bits. Today we're taking a look at Popular Mechanics March 1984. What we like to do here is take a look inside and see what's changed between technology and society. Starting off with a Bronco, doing it right. Got a puppy dog, good looking woman in the front. That's all I need. Selling some speed stick from back in the day when I bet they actually filled that darn canister up all the way instead of selling it with that much in it. Yeah, mundane advertisements in the 80s. But hey, it actually sold stuff because, man, you see these things inside of the dentist's office, the doctor's office, which was a horrible way to cross-contaminate because people would come in with colds. They'd go to the magazines, they'd cough in their hand, they'd flip the page, and man, that stuff stuck on the pages for a while. That's okay. With enough Windsor, you can take care of any cold. Go Gadget versatile vehicle. Man, legit, I wonder if this is what the Go Gadget mobile was based off of. I love it. Logic car is a van converted into a pickup. Huh. Check this out. All you gotta do is take the motor off of your lawnmower, and then you can use that sucker in order to move boats. That is a cool idea. That's one of the reasons why I like Popular Mechanics. And the hand scanners used to be real popular back in the day. I still remember one time I went up to Peterborough to hang out with my clubbing chicks. I got 2 Cobra hand scanners, and we actually managed to find some men on the channel, and they did some flirting. Holy Ferg, Buddy's advertising being a chimney sweep. My goodness, I never thought. But I guess, you still need to get your pipes cleaned. These little vacuums were a big deal in the 80s. Cutting edge, everyone wanted one. It's interesting. Here they're talking about X-ray film and how they're making better X-ray film. And these days, everything's all digital. We don't have to worry about film at all. It's interesting how much technology is just kind of gone to the side these days. The Dodge Ram. Yeah, I've never felt more claustrophobic than when I was stuffed 4 of us in the front of one of those, but I'll always trust an old Dodge Ram. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the people I used to respect growing up always had them and they always seemed to work. Once again, you can sell me anything if you have a woman attached to it. You just don't just try to sell the thing. You also got to try to sell the appeal a woman has. That's an interesting top. You don't see women dressing that so much anymore. That's right, honey. I love your art. Your art is lovely. And here we're going to sell you a car where your wife can store all of her stuff in, make her happy, just make everyone happy, and we'll just go on our happy way. First aid for computer disks. Huh. I did not know people even had problems with those. I wonder if those are the 5-inch ones. I've only ever seen 1 or 2 of those. I've seen lots of the 3-point whatevs. I think I would kind of trust a Ford truck. My dad got a Crown Vic, and that thing did not go very far at all. It was always saying, oh, just the battery needed a change. And then 10, 15 years later, he admitted, yeah, that thing was pretty bad. I mean, I can't blame the Crown Vic or Ford particularly. It was a used car. And here we have some retrofuturism of the new unmanned fighter plane that saves pilots' lives. They never ended up looking anything quite like that, though, did they? I'm gonna hang on this one for a sec. I love retrofuturism. Huh. Why are they red with a star? That means they're commie, right? Oh, maybe those are the commie ones, and these are the American ones. They never ended up looking like that, though, did they? The fantasy world comes to life. Exodus. Man, you really had to know what you were doing in order to get a game to work. And sometimes you buy a game and you didn't even know if you'd be able to get it to work on your system. I love the consoles. Players go places. Like the emergency room for STIs. I do not trust this many people in the same place. I don't know how anyone can feel that comfortable with that many people around them. If you can, hey, great for you. Maybe I've just had too many negative experiences. It occurs to me I really don't have any experience with Nissans. I don't even know if those things are American. Oh well, leave in the comments if you had a good time with them. It's interesting that solar power, I should say, has been such a thing for such a long time. No matter how far back I go, there's 2 things in Popular Mechanics magazines. There are helicopters, like aircraft, and then there are solar panels. One of my favorite parts about Popular Mechanics is they show you how to make everything. On the right-hand side, you see Joe Camel going to Africa, I assume, just to avoid his wife and have a cigarette. On this side, we'll see. Check that out. Will you look at that? That's beautiful. I love how they give you the schematics for friggin' everything. Once again, we have U-Haul trying to make everything seem futuristic with that Transformers grid pattern. More than meets the eye. Once again, it's interesting that they're selling radar detectors. Weren't these technically illegal? Or maybe when they were selling these, they weren't illegal, but then became swiftly that way. I will never give a cowboy a hard time for smoking. After he comes in from the field, he deserves that cigarette. Ugh, European imports. Ugh, like I'm sure they're fine, but the American muscle's where it's at. Let's face it. That's right. Give me the power. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about, Bob. I tell you what. Mm-hmm. There was a place called Minto Glen near us where people would send their kids down the hill, and then they'd bring them back up with one of those. What the ferg? Homegrown hydroelectric dam? Oh man, you must have to pull an insane amount of permits for that these days. Could you imagine? Could you imagine how many Bitcoin machines you could have running off something like that? I mean, if you're intelligent enough, that'd be something to show the family, wouldn't it? Okay. The digester. Huh. Engine, manure. Oh, we're turning manure into fertilizer here and fuel. Okay. All right. Surplus electricity to the utility company. Okay. Turning poo into power. I can just hear that dot matrix printer. Remember back in the day where you even had to have that special printer paper that was extra expensive, and you could tear that stuff up, and if you bent it just right, you could make a lovely little accordion. We didn't need fidget spinners, we had computer paper. And oh boy, look at all the exciting fonts that you could have back in the day. Once again, they show you how to make damn near anything, even a cabinet for your video games. You know if your dad made something like this that he loved you. Or your grandpa. Man, it almost seems stunning, the lack of technology that's there in that picture. The Vantage cigarettes, that doesn't even look like a powered typewriter. That looks like the kind of typewriter that's all manual. Man, you really had to push the letters. I mean, I think you had to push those letters in about an inch, and it wasn't as easy. You got used to it, I'm sure, but it wasn't as easy. And when you had to go down to the next line, you had to make sure you timed it right. Rediscover the basement. Oh, I know. I'm a computer tech. I know lots about the basement. Thank you very much. I hadn't seen the sun until I was already a man. Why would anyone want to do drugs when they could just mow the lawn? Says Hank Hill. I wonder why we got rid of this kind of thing. I think it looks pretty cool. Whoosh, throws everything right into the bag, right? Now, this is what I'm talking about. Get an engine for your bike, get a motorbike. I knew a guy that had something like this, and we all thought he was really cool. We never knew his name. You knew when he was coming, and we all stopped and we were like, whoa, it's that guy. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. Forward through history. 1902. Holy frig, we have come a long, long way in 100 years. It's interesting, beautiful, and remarkable how far we've come in the last 100 years. We've come further in the last 100 years than probably the previous, 1,000 years maybe? And then don't even get me started on society. I mean, in the there's so many more rights and freedoms now than there used to be. I don't really want to get too far into that, but we definitely have more equality these days, which is a good thing. Not so sure about that DEI thing, though. Okay, all of those look like they'd be a whole lot of fun to drive around wherever. All of them. Now, since we've gotten more immigrants in my little village, legitimately, I'm in a Canadian village. We got a whole bunch of them after Trudeau brought in, what was it, 100,000 a year, something like that? Not getting into the politics on that, but ever since we got those, we have a whole bunch of these scooters all over the place, and it's usually the immigrants' children. And I really wish that those dumb kids would get off the frickin' in the middle of the road. I mean, I don't have any issues with them, but the fact that they're driving those particular places, those roads, and just sitting in the. Nah, I'm getting negative, sorry. I just can't stand it when people do dumb things and get hurt. That looks like a lot of fun. The ruler calculator clock. Not only is it good for that, but it's also good for a good ass slapping. A nice, firm ruler, wonderful. Now, you want to be careful of those metal rulers. Sometimes they can get a little cutty. Check that out, an energy snoop. It's a heat sensor for the wall. This is the precursor to the thermal gun. I love it. I want one of these so bad. I don't care if my friends would laugh at me for getting it. I don't mind building it myself. I want one so bad. A computer costing less than a TV, a portable TV? I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that before. I'm just going to hang on this part for a second. Sometimes the most fun in any of these magazines is just seeing the stuff in the back pages. Granny's getting her independence. That's great, Granny. Have a good time. Now, these advertisements have been in even the older magazines. A rupture, if you get a rupture or a hernia, there's some people that just don't trust a doctor for multiple reasons. There was literally a time when doctors thought they could heal you by blowing smoke up your arse. And doctors have gotten really good in the last 100 years, but before that, I feel like they were just kind of playing around. I think I can kind of say that about some therapists too. We've had a lot of issues with therapists. The satanic panic, where a nut job mom misinterpreted a dream from a kid that ended up getting a lot of people in a lot of trouble. And ultimately, 53 people got sent to prison because of what therapists brought up out of people from their subconscious. Now we no longer look into the subconscious or what it means, at least for therapy reasons. Anyways, guys, that's it from me, Ned from Ned's Tech Bits. Like and subscribe if you like this stuff. It's always appreciated. But more importantly, folks, take care of each other, will you? We might be all we've got. Have a good one, folks.